Is Coke Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Second-year head coach Rob Vaughn has this lineup. Bryce Fowler will lead off and play right. Justin LeBron, the outstanding prospect at short, batting second. Will Hodo, the DH, hits third, followed by Jason Torres, who played at University of Miami, first baseman batting cleanup. Batting fifth is the left fielder Cade Snell. Batting sixth is Brendan Norton, the second baseman. Batting seventh, catcher Brady Neal, who started his career at LSU. Hitting eighth, former Sanford Bulldog Garrett Staten at third base. Richie Bonomolo, the center fielder, is batting ninth in Alabama today. We'll use left-hander Zane Adams, a 20-year-old, with a 4-5 record and a 5.37 earned run average last year. You heard Rob Vaughn tell Roger Hoover, he said that Zane has worked his way into the top of the rotation, and his biggest strength is being a strike thrower. 16 games last year for Adams, 13 of them were starts. In 58 and two-thirds innings, he allowed 62 hits, struck out 47, and walked 27.
ID, please.
We're waiting for Zane Smith to get on the mound. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network, live from Learfield.
If you're going to take an ID, say pause 10 seconds for station identification.
All right, so the lefty Adams defensively behind him. In the outfield left to right, Cade Snell, Richie Bonomolo, and Bryce Fowler. On the left side of the infield is Garrett Staten and Justin LeBron. On the right side, it's Brendan Norton and Jason Torres. And Brady Neal behind home plate. Adams is 6'4", 195 pounds, just a sophomore out of Porter, Texas. Last year he made the All-SEC freshman team. And the story behind Adams is he began the year as a midweek starter in 2024, but by the end of the season, because of an injury, he was a weekend guy. Certainly has the arm strength and has the throwing the strike ability, the ability to throw strikes, put the ball over the plate to get people out. It's not always about velocity. You'll have enough velo, but it's movement, using the four quadrants of the strike zone, and trying to maintain and set the tempo. For a pitcher, that's important, is to set the tempo. Bradley, 13 and 37 last year, 6 and 21 in the Missouri Valley. Well coached, though. Elvis Dominguez, they just had a bad year. He's had some real good years. In fact, 11 of his 16 years, 20 wins. Cole Smith will lead off and play third. Right-handed batter is a junior. Third baseman Staten, even with the bag well off the line. LeBron and Norton at short and second, pretty much straight away. First pitch of the season, swung on and lifted out of play. Official time, Central Time, is 4:02. And a 0-1 count on Cole Smith. Remember again the strike-throwing ability of Zane Adams. Here's an 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Fastball changeup. And he's working on a cutter as well as a slider, but it's the fastball changeup that are his two best pitches. And 0-2. Swing and foul behind home plate. Smith stays alive. Underway here in the top of the first inning. First batter of the season, Cole Smith. An 0-2. A breaking ball swung on and hit out of play, foul to the right side. Outfield straight away. We'll call them medium depth. Snell, Bonomolo, and Fowler. 0-2 pitches in the dirt. That's the first non-strike thrown by Adams. And by the way, you look up at Sewell Thomas Stadium and a very nice crowd coming in. Opening day, temps in the mid-upper 50s. A 1-2 pitch, changeup outside, check swing, did not go. The home plate umpire is David Savage. Damian Beal is the umpire at first. Kevin Elzey at second. Jason Millsap calling the action down at third base. Count level. Here's a 2-2. Swing lifted in the air towards the right fielder Fowler. Back he goes. Warning track on the run. Makes a catch. So fly ball to right field opens up the season. And now you'll have a string of 3 lefties against Zane Adams. Bo Durbin, a left-handed hitter, second baseman. Went to Illinois Central before winding up with the Bradley Braves. Swinging first pitch, foul behind home. 0-1. So it's early, 2 batters, but 2 batters each that have fallen behind 0-1. And that is exactly what you expect out of Adams. You expect him to be in front 0-1. An 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball swung on and missed, 0-2. So second straight batter that he has gone to a 0-2 count. Outfield shades just to the left. Fastball up and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Staten, the third baseman, behind the bag off the line. Torres at first, glove left hand, playing deep. A couple feet off the line. The 1-2 is swung on and fouled behind home. 3-game series opening up today, the 2025 season. Alabama, 33 wins last year. Bradley had 13. Game times are 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock. A 1-2 pitch. High and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mason Breidenbach is on deck. Here's a 2-2 my way. Inside check swing, so Adams has gone full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Alabama Department of Public Health, Crimson Tide fans are reminded to stay up to date with all the recommended vaccinations, including respiratory virus vaccines. Swinging a foul to the left side. Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today and learn more on how you can stay up to date on your vaccinations for you and your fam. Count is filled on the number 2 hitter, 1 out. The 3-2 is low, ball 4. That's a good at-bat for Bo Durbin, and a disappointing ending to that at-bat for Adams, who was up 0-2. So a fly ball to deep right and a walk. First 2 hitters of the year. Mason Breidenbach, second of 3 lefties. Steps in with a closed stance. Adams delivers, and he's low. Durbin at first base. Second baseman Norton shades towards the bag, so the lefty Breidenbach room to pull on the right side. He pulls it on the right side, but foul. Top of the first inning with no score, 1 out, 1 on for the visiting Bradley Braves. Count level at 1 with 1 out. A step and a throw to first. Runner gets back. Count level at 1 with 1 out. And the pitch above the letters. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Adams not missing by much, but he's missing. And now a hitter's count for Breitenbach. The pitch is low. And now 3 balls and 1 strike. Adams last year walked only 27 batters. He's walked 1 with 1 out, 1 on, and a 3-1 runner goes. Pitch, that's low ball 4. That throw to second does not mean anything. And the Braves with runners on first and second and 1 out here in the top of the first. You got a mound visit from Brady Neal, the catcher. Bobby Atkinson, left-handed batter. He's the DH today for Bradley. Senior. Infield double play depth, outfield shades just to the left against a left-handed hitter. Close stance. Adams peeks over his shoulder, comes home. Strike at the letters. Just clip the top of the zone. Here's an 0-1. Just off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know if Rob Vaughn has recognized something. Maybe he does not like the command all of a sudden, but there are about 8 to 10 Alabama bullpen guys just running out to the bullpen now. Either they forgot to get out there prior to the game, or they just don't like the way that Adams looks at the moment. The pitch is swung on and belted high in the air, deep to right field, and that is gone. And Bradley with a 3-0 lead, 2 walks and a 3-run home run. Well, there's an old statement in baseball, you can't defend the walk. So Bobby Atkinson with a 3-run home run. Of course, his first of the year, and the Braves with an early 3-0 lead. And now we will get a mound visit. Jason Jackson will make the visit. We talked about all those guys running out of the Alabama bullpen, and all of a sudden now there is action in that Bama bullpen as Adams has allowed a 3-run home run. He was ahead of the first 2 hitters, and I think you go back to the Durbin at bat, a left-handed batter no less, and I believe it was 0-2, and he battled back to draw the walk. Breitenbach walked, and Atkinson just blasted one to deep right field. That's a tough line when you've only allowed 1 hit, but you've given up 3 runs. Cole Luckey, the left fielder, right-handed batter. Senior, who bats 5th in this Bradley lineup. The wind in the pitch is swung on, fisted. Shallow left field, that will find a hole and drop in front of Snell. Base hit. So a quality pitch, but fisted out to left field. Second hit allowed by Adams. There's Timmy O'Brien, the first baseman, right-handed batter. Infield plays to pull. The first pitch is up high. My broadcast partner for the Barons and a former Alabama baseball player, and he's doing color with Roger on TV, Alan Dunn. He likes to say in these situations, you're one pitch away from getting out of the inning. A swing and a foul to the right side. You could settle down, you could change the tempo, change the course of the inning and the outing. If you get a ground ball double play and just get right back on the horse. Right now, it's a little bit of a struggle. With one out, walk, and then a long 3-run home run. The pitch swung on and lined right back to the box. Caught by Adams, squares up, and he throws on to Torres. Now, it was a double play, but it was not your conventional double play. So a line drive to the pitcher, and then over to first to complete the inning-ending double play. Bradley strikes for 3, and after a half inning of play, Bradley 3, Bama coming up for the first time. This is the Crimson Tide Network from Learfield.
You're back.
We're back here from Sewell Thomas Stadium, 3-0. Bradley in front of Alabama. Two walks and a 3-run home run. A couple of base hits in that top of the first inning. So Alabama will be in the hole before they come up to bat. That double play maybe settles down Adams. Bryce Fowler will lead things off, the starting right fielder. Travis Lutz will toe the slab for the Braves, and a 3-0 lead in his pocket. Right-hander kicks, delivers. Fowler sends one foul behind home. Lutz is 21 years old, won 2 games last year. 2-7 with an ERA of 6.75. And because he improved over the winter and a couple of other transfers, guys in, guys out, he has moved up to the number 1 starter. It's a foul to the left side. Lutz has got good size for a righty, 6'4", 230 from Bartonville, Illinois. This is down low. And he is listed as a senior. He goes with a changeup. That's lined out towards the center fielder, Gingrich, and Gingrich is there to put it away. Fowler retired. Let's give you the defense for the Braves. In the outfield, left to right, Cole Luckey, Weston Gingrich, and Mason Breidenbach. Left side of the infield is Cole Smith and Nick Fleckenstein. On the right side, Bo Durbin and Timmy O'Brien. Nick Hosey is catching. Travis Lutz, a 21-year-old, is pitching. Justin LeBron, the shortstop, right-handed batter, takes low and away Only a sophomore from Miramar, Florida. Alabama was hoping, and hope came to fruition, that he would stay here in Tuscaloosa. He lit up a lot of scouts and a lot of opposing Power 5 clubs last year with an outstanding freshman year. 2-0, and he swings and misses, 2-1. Bradley 3, Alabama nothing as the Crimson Tide bat in the bottom of the first inning. 2-1 is high, make it 3 balls and 1 strike on a fastball. LeBron, 6'2", 180, a 3-1 outside. And you could tell looking at him, I saw him on the field today, very outgoing young man. And you can tell there's a lot of room for that body to grow and get physically stronger. Baseball is a game, maybe, and I'll be prejudiced towards it, but it might be more about projection than any other sport. Football, basketball, hockey. I think baseball is about projection as much as any other sport. Will Hodo will bat the DH, left-handed hitter. Senior. He checks his swing. And a slider, 0-1. We are live from the Alabama Credit Union broadcast booth. Feel good about your money. Oh, 1 outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. LeBron at first, team down by 3. Infield right up the middle. Here's a throw to first. LeBron gets back. Outfield will play towards the right side on the lefty Hodo. And Hodo takes way up high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, as I mentioned, a very nice opening day crowd here at Thomas Sewell. 2-1, the runner holds, and the changeup in there for a strike. There'll be some excitement tomorrow on this campus. We've got our game at 1, and across the street, showdown between the number 1 and number 2 teams in college basketball in the nation. This is a 3-game series, Alabama and Bradley. 2-2, swing, ripped but fouled down the right field line. So when I look again out at the crowd, I mean, every section here is flanked by people. And again, down here in Tuscaloosa, they're used to, let's say, 75, 78, 80 degrees. It was cool by Southern standards. The pitch is swung on and hit out of play, but they have come out to see the Tide. Right field bleachers is packed. Count level at 2. Bradley 3, Alabama nothing. That's a breaking ball inside. It's in the dirt and on his way to second with no throw, LeBron. One would imagine a wild pitch. LeBron was not going, so it's not a stolen base, but he gets the scoring position. Hodo is up. Torres on deck. Here's the pitch. Is cut on and missed on 3-2. That was a 3-2, like a fastball with a little bit of cut on it. It was a wild pitch. Here's Jason Torres, the first baseman, a right-handed batter. Takes a slider low and away. Torres from Hialeah and attended the University of Miami before coming here to Alabama. Bradley 3, Bama nothing. We're in the bottom of the first. The pitch swung on, line towards right field, a base hit past second baseman Durbin. And that should be enough to get LeBron in without a throw. It's cut off at second. That Crimson Tide, 2-out knock, RBI single for Jason Torres. So the 1-out walk comes around to score. Cade Snell, left-handed batter. And boy, they will put a wicked shift on Snell, swinging a foul behind home. Unlike in the pros where you cannot shift anymore, here in college baseball you're still allowed to. So Bradley with 3 infielders on the right side. The only guy on the left side is Cole Smith, the third baseman, who's playing near short. A swing and a pop-up. You got your choice. You got the catcher out there, and it is Hosey who calls and makes the catch. Alabama will get a run, walk, a wild pitch, and then an RBI single. So we played 1, Braves 3, and Alabama 1. This is the Crimson Tide Network from Learfield. After 1, it's been fun. Bradley in front of the Crimson Tide by a score of 3-1. Curt Bloom sitting in for Roger. Roger Hoover is no more than about 10 feet to my left as he is taking over the television duties along with Alan Dunn. And we will go to the second inning. Where the Braves, with a 3-0 lead, send up Nick Hosey, their catcher. Left-handed batter. And the Bama outfield shading to the left, fastball inside. Infield normal depth. Bradley 3, Alabama 1. We're in the second. Adams fires a strike. Ball is foul behind home. Well, Adams has thrown 27 pitches. 1-1. Breaking ball that missed high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one. Swing. High fly. Right field, not deep. Fowler. 1 step back and about 3 steps in. The right fielder, Fowler, makes the catch.
Now batting for the Braves, shortstop, number 31, Nick Fleckenstein.
Nick Fleckenstein, the shortstop, is batting eighth. And that will be an early entry for one of the names of the year in college baseball. Fleckenstein, a senior, playing shorts. And a fastball that gets the bottom of the zone at the knees, 0-1. On deck, another all-name team, Gingrich. 1-0 pitch misses, or the 0-1 rather, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Fleckenstein from Iowa City. Swing, fisted off a first, foul, and caught on the run. Jason Torres with the grab, just kissing the fence there, the protective screen. Adams looking for a comeback inning. Weston Gingrich, the center fielder, played at Purdue before coming to Bradley. First pitch as the batter squares, and he takes a strike. Adams trying for the comeback inning. He gave up 3, 2 walks and a long home run. 0-1. It is bunted towards third baseman Staten. Tough play, picks on the run, throws, not in time. Gingrich with the bunt single. Head coach Elvis Dominguez, he told us prior to the game, Roger and Alan Dunn and me, he said, we're old school, and we will play small ball. Doesn't have a lot of thump, recognizes it, and he'll try to do some other things. A 2-out bunt single. Cole Smith takes a strike, 0-1. So the Braves with 3 runs on 3 hits. And 0-1, the runner does go. That pitch is low, mishandled for a moment. Throw to second, not in time. Stolen base for Gingrich. Neal appears that he was trying to just get a slightly better grip. And Gingrich, who can run well, gets the bag. A 1-1, that's low. And then blocked nicely by Neal. Well, Alabama picked up a 2-out RBI single after a walk in the bottom of the first. Bradley trying to get that run back. 3-1. The Braves over the Crimson Tide. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. A good changeup. .40 pitches deep for Adams. 2-2. Swing. Ground ball to third. Backing up Staten. Knocks it down. Picks it up. Does not throw. Did not throw. Recognized the speed of Smith. Hit sharply to third. Staten got in front of it.
Second baseman, number 5, Bo Durbin.
We'll see how that one is scored. We let the official scorer do his work. So not out of the inning yet. Here's Bo Durbin, who walked and scored. Bradley 3, Alabama 1. Throw goes to first. Runner gets back. And there's the official ruling. It will be an infield single to the third baseman, Staten. Fourth hit against Adams. Curveball swung on and missed by Durbin. Last year, Durbin batted .358, 5 home runs. Oh, and 1, low. And blocked by Neal. Neal, quick reaction behind home plate. But had a chance to get away. Yeah, nice job by Neal. 1 hopper. 1-1 on Durbin. Adams throws to first, runner gets back. A 20-year-old sophomore from Porter, Texas. The pitcher, Zane Adams. Here's a pitch. Swing and a comebacker for Adams. Gloves, jogs to first, underhands, and gets the third out. He'll strand a couple. No runs, a couple of singles. After an inning and a half, opening night, Bradley 3, Alabama 1. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Be on a Friday afternoon. Curt Bloom saying howdy. We are live from the Alabama Credit Union broadcast booth. Feel good about your money. Bradley feeling good as they take a 3-1 lead into the last of the second inning. Ballpark here, 320 to left, 360 in the alleys, 390 to center, and 320 to right, where there has been a home run already to right field by Bradley. Second baseman Brennan Norton will lead things off. Transferred from Jack State, right-handed batter. Swinging at the first pitch. Foul out of play, right side. Homewood Suites by Hilton in downtown Tuscaloosa. Breaking ball, foul ball left side. Make yourself at home at Homewood Suites, conveniently located in downtown Tuscaloosa. Stay in comfort, enjoy the great options at the on-site 205 bar and restaurant. Homewood Suites in Tuscaloosa, proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide, who trail 3-1. Right over the plate, an 0-2 pitch. Strike three called. Norton caught looking.
Now batting for Alabama, Tallahassee, Florida, the catcher, Brady Neal.
Second strikeout for the starter, Travis Lutz. Catcher Brady Neal is a left-handed hitter. As Neal was a part-time catcher at LSU. That's one of the reasons why he made the transfer over to Bama, where he's going to be inserted as the number 1 catcher. Takes a strike, falls behind, and the 0-1 is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bradley 3, Alabama 1 in the bottom of the second. 1-1 is inside. Again, the next 2 days will be 1 o'clock starts. Infield with the shift. 3 on the right side, 1 on the left side. Curveball low and away. 3-1. A 3-1 swung on and fouled. Who would have thunk it, as they say, that, I mean, you can see Coleman Coliseum from here, obviously, and those who have been down here know that. And tomorrow that joint will be jumping. A 3-2, change up, low and away, ball 4. The number 1 and number 2 college basketball teams in the nation. I don't have a parking spot, but if I did, I'd sell it. Here's Garrett Staten, right-handed batter who hit 19 home runs last year for Samford. Three to 1, Bradley over Alabama as Staten takes up high. At .319 last year, 19 home runs for Samford. Swing, pop up, out of play, foul, right side. Those mid-majors, and I live in the area of both the UAB and Samford. They get poached, and Staten coming over to Alabama from Samford. Throw to first, runner gets back. And the same thing happened with the Missouri Valley Bradley Braves. Elvis Dominguez was telling us about all the guys that he lost. A swing and a ground ball past the dive of the third baseman Smith. Base hit in left field. And that's why Bama was glad to get Staten. Runners on first and second. Neal holds up at second base. So Bama looking to make some noise here with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Tying runs are on base. And here is Richie Bonomolo, the center fielder. Right-handed batter. 2 on, 1 down. First pitch, he bunts it way up in the air and foul left side. With a name like Richie Bonomolo, I guessed myself before I saw that he's got some roots back in my neck of the woods, and he's from Bronx, New York. Bonomolo sends one out of play, foul right side. Went to a junior college before winding up at Alabama. Three to 1, the Braves lead the Crimson Tide here in the second. The pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Hosey. It's just quite simple. Why would a Bronx, New York guy wind up down here? And it's been told to me by the players for 3 decades, and I grew up in that area. It's the weather. The weather and the conference. Chance to play in the Premier Conference. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch is low and away. One of the first that I got to know was former Alabama second baseman Frank Menachino. Menachino's from Staten Island, drafted by the White Sox. So he came through Birmingham. He was a Baron for a couple of years. Would make his way up to the big leagues, and I asked him, how did a Staten Island guy wind up down here? And he said, the weather and the competition. Fly ball to left field for Lucky, and in short left, the left fielder makes the catch. So one time around the lineup for Lutz. And Bryce Fowler will be the batter. Fowler flying to center his initial at bat. He's 0 for 1. Alabama with the tying runs on base. The pitch inside. Fowler originally went to Southern Miss. And he transferred from Southern Miss to a junior college in Mississippi, and he had an outstanding season, which put him back on the radar and got him over here to Tuscaloosa. He takes a strike. Starting right fielder, Bryce Fowler. Count level at 1-1. Left-handed hitting Fowler. Infield does play to pull. Here's a pick at second. Getting back is Neal. Base hit in the alley. Could tie this thing up. A 1-1 inside. It gets past the glove of Hosey. And both runners will advance. That's called a wild pitch. Now Bama is a single short of a potential tie game. So second and third now for Alabama. And time is called by Bradley. They will make a mound visit. Bradley struck for a 3-run home run in the top of the first. Alabama got a run in the bottom of the first. We're now in the bottom of the second, and the Crimson Tide have runners at second and third, 2 outs. And Travis Lutz talking with his pitching coach. That's Andrew Werner. And if you're Fowler now, you've got a 2-1 count, but you still got to think quick to the bat, quick to the ball rather. And a single is going to do you a lot of good. A 2-1 curveball swung on and missed. Translation, you don't need the long ball. You certainly wouldn't give it back. You don't have to, but single to left center gets you 2 runs and a tie. Here's a 2-2. Swung on, lifted out of play, foul left side. Short and quick to the ball. 2-2. Second and third. Shortstop Fleckenstein shades towards the bag, so you hit it to his right. This game is tied up. The pitch. Just down low with a breaking ball. So we call it the money pitch. Count is filled up with 2 outs. And the 3-2. Ball 4 down low, and they're loaded for Justin LeBron. Third walk issued by Lutz. .338 last year as a freshman with 12 homers. Right-handed batter. First pitch he takes, it's up and in. LeBron from Miramar, Florida. Alabama with the bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitch, swing and a miss. Slider and a good one. And now you see Bradley sending 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys out to their bullpen. Make it 10. Last guy didn't get the memo. You know what? You can hear the crowd booing. And I don't blame them, because this is being held up right now. For those guys, they got to go down the right field line, curl around the warning track, and then get into the pen. It's a pretty good calculated move by Bradley to give their pitcher an extra second of rest. Line drive, center field hit. Well, it's going to do some damage up against the fence. It drops in. Gingrich can't get it. Neal is in. Staten is in. And Fowler is in. And the youngster, LeBron, with a 3-run double, and Alabama goes out in front by a score of 4-3. Oh, he went beautifully to right field. And Alabama down 3-0 after a half, jumps in front 4-3 on a 3-run bases clearing double by the sensational Justin LeBron. Here's Will Hodo. Hodo takes a curveball low. Swing and a fly ball off of third base. Smith, the third baseman, down the line, reaches, can't get it. Justin LeBron with a big 3-run double. And the Tide have their first lead. 1-1 on Hodo, left-handed batter. And the first pitch. Off the plate, wide. And this is the first time that Bradley has been outside because of the weather. They have not been outside since November. A 2-1, swung on it, hit out of play, foul to the left side. Now, this past week here, rainy and cold, but 2 weeks ago, we were in the mid-upper 70s here in the central part of Alabama. Just absolutely gorgeous. Two. Inside, there goes LeBron for third. To throw down to third, they got him. Hosey to Smith. And that is how the bottom of the second inning will end. But a big 3-run double for LeBron. And Alabama has their first lead after 2. It's 4-3, Bama over Bradley. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. CB, Curt Bloom along with you. Down here in Tuscaloosa, home of the Alabama Crimson Tide. And the Tide out in front of the Bradley Braves. I wanted to double check with my buddy Alan Dunn, who's doing television. He's doing the color with Roger. And he said what I thought. It was a slider slash cutter. And LeBron just stayed back. Quick hands, did not pull, and lashed it to right center field to put the tie down in front. So now this is what we call, as Breidenbach steps in, this is what we call a shutdown inning. If you're an Alabama fan, you're looking for the shutdown inning out of Adams. First pitch is swung on and missed. Breidenbach walked and scored on the home run by the on-deck hitter, Atkinson, as the 0-1 misses, so it's 1-1. But for the pitcher now, he's got to control this half inning. His team has just given him the lead. 4-3, Bama over Bradley, and a strike at the knees, a low strike. So again, we call it a shutdown inning. Count is 1-2, the Adams pitch. Fastball check swing low, did not go. Breidenbach, left-handed batter. The pitch is low, bounces away. He's a junior, Breidenbach. Count is run full. Last thing you want to do, you just got your first lead, but last thing you want to do is walk the first guy you face next half inning. 3-2. Swung on and fouled left side. Head coaches and pitching coaches, they would rather see a long fly ball, some sort of contact after you score 3 and take the lead versus issuing a free pass. A 3-2, and that's lined into center field. A base hit in front of Bonamolo. You know, but for Adams, again, he's only 20 years old. Did not walk Breidenbach. Didn't give in, threw a strike, and Breidenbach put a good swing on it. Remember, as we said in the first, you can't defend the walk. Time is called. Auto Owners Insurance. Go to rolltide.com. Auto owners are partnered with an independent Alabama agent who can provide local, personalized insurance expertise, and they can do it today. Now we got a fly ball out towards left center field. Bonamolo on the run. Bonamolo will give way to the left fielder, Snell. It's Snell moving from left over to left center field. Cole Lucky, the left fielder, singled his first at bat. He's 1 for 1. Right-handed stick against Adams. Pitch is cut on and missed. That's his changeup, and a good one. That is a fastball count and a changeup velocity at 84. 0-1. Swung on, a little blooper to the second baseman. That is caught on the glove side by Norton. Two down. And Adams trying to give his teammates a high five by putting up a 0. Here's Timmy O'Brien, the first baseman. He lined into a double play back in the first inning after the 3 runs scored. Lined right back to the pitcher, Adams. Runner is leaning. Adams throws, and he picks off Breidenbach. So, despite the single, Zane Adams faces just 3 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Alabama 4, Bradley 3. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. It's game one of the season. And after trailing 3-0 after a half, Alabama is back in front of Bradley by a score of 4-3. My name is Curt Bloom. Jerry back in our studios. Roger Hoover and Alan Dunn to our left. They are taking care of the television. There will be a 10-second break for station identification. This is the Alabama baseball from Learfield.
All right. You're clear, thanks. Okay, get you back. 3, 2, 1.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. 4-3, Bama leading Bradley. And there is a booth camera on me. I just checked Twitter. And I better be careful. Every little nuance, every little glance, look. I better, put a cheesy smile on my face here. Hodo with a foul to the left side. 4-3 Alabama leading Bradley. Infield plays to pull as Hodo swings and misses. Nothing in 2, and the two-strike pitch. Low and away, didn't miss by much. 91 on the fastball. Lutz doesn't have a lot of velo, but known for his command. 1 and 2 pitches low, 2 and 2. But a couple of walks in the second inning set things up for a Justin LeBron 3-run double. 2 2s off the mark, 3 and 2. Tomorrow, Riley Quick for Alabama against Drew Polite. Father Cliff, former big leaguer. Change up on 3-2. Good pitch, swung on and missed. Third strikeout for Lutz. And here is Jason Torres, who had an RBI single in the bottom of the first. Bama by 1 over Bradley. Check swing, first pitch, foul ball to the right side. Alabama's line score right now, 4 runs on 3 hits. No errors, and Bradley reads 3 runs, 5 hits. No errors. And 2 extra base hits in this game, telling the story early. A 3-run home run by Bradley's Bobby Atkinson, and a 3-run bases clearing double by Justin LeBron in the second for Alabama. The 0-2 cut and missed. 4 strikeouts. Cage Snell, the left fielder, steps in. Snell fouled out to the catcher his first time up as he falls behind 0-1. With 2 outs, bases empty. Shift on Snell by the Braves. Lutz misses low. Lutz, low 60s in terms of his pitches. First time out. You know, he's near the end at 62, 63 pitches, averaging 20 per inning. 2-1, check swing, breaking ball, strike called at third. Here's a 2-2. Swung on, hit at a play foul left side. I gave you Saturday starters, tomorrow's starters with a 1 o'clock start, which means we'll be on the air at 12:45. Riley Quick against Drew Polite. Sunday, Bobby Alcock will start for the Tide. 2-2, it's a pitch that's inside 3-2. Bradley is yet to name their third starter in this series. So we're at the money pitch. The 3-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. 3-2 changeup, and in the inning, Lutz strikes out the side in order. But after 3 complete, Alabama leading Bradley by a score of 4-3. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. One third of the way through, Alabama out in front of Bradley, 4-3. And the sophomore, Zane Adams. He is eligible for the draft, by the way. Sophomore eligible for the draft. With a 4-3 lead. Gets the opening day start. Most likely will stay in that Friday slot all year long for Alabama. Rob Vaughn now in his second year after a wonderful stretch over at Maryland. Rob's a Texan, by the way. He's got headphones on. I believe he's talking to Roger Hoover and Alan Dunn as we speak. Swing foul ball left side. We, of course, have a live post-game show with Coach Vaughn after we are completed, but he is such a likable, easy-to-talk-to guy. Makes you feel really comfortable and that you're part of a, no matter what, like you've been here for 5 years. O'Brien takes down low. O'Brien lined into a double play, but it's a very infectious personality, and Rob Vaughn certainly is going to have some real big seasons here at Alabama. Swinging a foul to the left side. Won a couple of Big Ten championships for Maryland, and that's also again a cold weather, very difficult to recruit to city, but not for Vaughn and his charismatic ways. This one's put in play towards third. Staten gloves, throws on the run. Close play, gets the out at first. One out, top of the fourth. And Alabama out in front by a score of 1-0. Rather, by a score of 4-3. Swing and a ground ball towards the first baseman. That's Torres. Torres uses his pitcher covering in time. You can see that Adams really has a chance to make things easy.
Shortstop, number 31, Nick Fleckenstein.
Had that comeback inning in the third, now trying to get through the top of the fourth unscathed. Fastball on the inside corner, strike one. So he is starting as Adams. He is starting to find his rhythm after a little bit of a rocky start, giving up three, a couple of walks and a long 3-run home run to Atkinson in the first. There was some traffic in the second. Worked around a leadoff single, did Adams in the third, actually picked the guy off and has retired the first two here in the fourth. 1-1, caught and missed. Buried his changeup down in the dirt. Well, that's a pretty darn good pitch. That is the that's the scouting report on him. Here's a 1-2 hit out of play foul, and that's a good combination for a lefty pitcher. Fastball, changeup. Working on his slider and cutter. Ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. And the pitch. Swing, ground ball, routine towards third. Staten has it. And Staten throws on to first base for the out. And a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the fourth inning for Zane Adams, who has found his rhythm. In the middle of the fourth inning, in Tuscaloosa from Sewell Thomas Stadium, Bama 4, Braves of Bradley 3. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Bojangles. Download the new Bojangles app and bring the flavor to your next baseball tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixins. All by ordering ahead on the convenient Bojangles app. It's Bo time, y'all. We are live from the Alabama Credit Union broadcast booth. Feel good about your money. Alabama out in front of Bradley 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. And the 2 starters are still in there. This is Lutz. First pitch is low. When we talked with the skipper, Elvis Dominguez, thought about this would be about as long as he can go. This one is driven deep by Norton out to left field, and it is gone off the scoreboard. Brennan Norton will give Alabama a 5-3 lead. Brady Neal after the home run by Norton. Norton transfers in from Jack State. He's from Coleman. First pitch breaking ball, low and away. Well, Alabama spotted Bradley 3 runs, and they have scored 5 unanswered runs. Neal takes low and now swings and grounds one, trying to get it through the shift on the right side. Squirts off the shortstop Fleckenstein into short right for a base hit. Garrett Staten has singled and scored a run. I wrote down with my Barron's broadcast partner, and he's doing television today, Alan Dunn, and he was so spot on. We were talking about Norton, the second baseman. He said, CB, I got a comp for you. And he said, former Alabama second baseman Frank Menachino. And you look at Norton physically and his style of play and his game, and Alan Dunn was spot on as Staten swings and misses. I said, man, you got Menachino's forearms. He goes, I got my forearms and my calves from my dad. That's what Brennan Norton said. Foul ball sent to the right side. Neal at first. Swing foul ball off the end of the bat. Norton, like Menachino, certainly on the shorter side of things, but thick and muscular, powerful. Foul ball, right side. Nothing in 2. Remember, Bama with a runner on at first. Throw goes over to first. Neal dives back in. Staten hit 19 home runs last year. Did that for Samford. 0-2 pitch. Kadana missed. Strike 3. 6th strikeout for Lutz. One out and one on and one in for the Crimson Tide. 5-3 Alabama out in front of Bradley. Richie Bonomolo, the center fielder, right-handed batter, takes a breaking ball inside. You know, remember, Alabama baseball now, might be playing in the shadow. A swing and a line drive base hit to left field. And that will move Neal up to scoring position. Bonomolo with a single. You know, playing in the shadow of some of the other sports here on campus, but Alabama has made it to the SEC tournament 4 straight years, which is something that they had not done in a while. And despite the 13-17 record in the conference, Alabama also was chosen to play in the Tallahassee region. So, program that can do some damage. And speaking of damage, it looks like we are going to get a new pitcher in. And we'll tell you who it is. But we need to take a 1-minute timeout. A pitching change. We remind you that you're listening to Alabama Baseball from Learfield. It'll be left-hander Eli Learman on in relief. 3 1/3 for the starter Lutz. He surrendered 6 hits at this point, charged with 5 runs, but you can't close his line. Walked 3, struck out 6. And the Bradley Braves' Elvis Dominguez, their head coach, turned to a lefty. We are live from the Alabama Credit Union broadcast booth. Feel good about your money. Well, Fowler is a lefty at the top of the lineup. Neal is on at second. Bonamolo, after his single, is at first. Eli Learman, a lefty. So left on left battle for Fowler with 1 out, 2 on. Bama trying to add to their 2-run lead at 5-3, and a breaking ball is low and away. He also had a couple of wild pitches thrown by Lutz. Curveball again in there for a strike. Neal at second and Bonamolo at first. 1-1 at the knees for a strike. Eli Learman in relief. A ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch is swung on and drilled into right field, a base hit. Neal around third, and he will score without a throw as it's cut off. And the Crimson Tide have doubled up. Bradley scoring 6 unanswered runs. Scores Alabama 6, Bradley 3. That's 6th run charge to Lutz, the starter. Neal comes across to score. Bonamolo all the way to third. Well, here is Justin LeBron, who delivered a big 3-run double in the second that put Alabama in front. At the time, 4-3. It's now 6-3. Learman throws the first. Runner gets back. So game 1 of the season, game 1 of the series. Bottom of the 4th inning, a swing. Popped up into right field. Mason Breidenbach, the right fielder, is there. Makes the catch, and tagging and scoring easily is Bonamolo. The throw went into the infield, and the Tide have their 7th run of the game. Good at bat for LeBron, who has 4 RBIs. Fowler held it first. And yet another run that's charged to the starter, Lutz. Here's Will Hodo. The runner goes, and the pitch mishandled, and there'll be no throw. Fowler with a stolen base. This is not going to be a pretty line for Lutz. 3 1/3, 7 runs, 6 hits. Seven to 3, the Crimson Tide leading Bradley. The pitch is out of play. Foul left side by Hodo. A 1-1. Hodo takes strike called. Bradley had problems pitching last year. 7.86 team ERA. They've given up 7 so far. Here's a 1-2. That's low. They finished with 6 conference wins, 13 wins overall. A down year for a team that has had success. 2-2. Outside. Hosey with a nice stop. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that under Elvis Dominguez, 11 of his 16 years have produced 20 or more wins. A 3-2 to Hodo. Swing, popped him up. Second baseman Durbin is calling for it, and Durbin makes a catch to retire the side. Hodo is retired, but for the Crimson Tide, they add 3 after 4 complete innings. Here down in Tuscaloosa at Sewell Thomas Stadium. Alabama 7, Bradley 3. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Alabama out in front of Bradley by a score of 7-3. Series end season opener. We will go to the 5th. JT Blackwood will now come on and pitch for the Crimson Tide. So after a rocky first inning in which Adams gave up 3, he settled down. That double play, that line drive double play in the first back to Adams seems to have put him in the right position. So he will finish this afternoon's game going 4 innings, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits. Pair walks, and no strikeouts. Did not strike out a batter. Blackwood's a right-handed pitcher, unlike Adams, a lefty. So both teams are now in their bullpens. Blackwood, he gets Gingrich to swing and miss, and the bat goes flying. Bama 7 and Bradley 3 as we play now in the top of the 5th. Almost, but not quite halfway. And 0-1. Left it just outside. Slider swung on and missed. Blackwood, 6'2", 210 junior. Wallace State Community College before Alabama. 1-2 pitch inside. 2-2. Weston Gingrich, the number 9 hitter, is the batter. Two and two. Swing and line towards the right fielder. Coming in, glove extended is Fowler. Fowler and right makes the catch. So, you know, I'm looking at the last time that these two teams played. Bradley versus Alabama. This is only the 5th meeting ever. And the teams have not played since 1950 until this series here. Cole Smith, top of the lineup. And pitch in there for a strike. When this field was called Thomas Field before Sewell Thomas Stadium, Bradley was the first ever opponent in 1948. And speaking of that 1950 series, the last time that these two teams met, that was the year that Alabama made their first trip to the College World Series. Swing, fly ball towards right field, a diving attempt there by Fowler, who comes up empty, but a foul ball. Now, don't think for a second I had those nuggets off the top of my head. I have to give credit where credit is due, and that is for Alabama's beloved Barry Allen. But good stuff from B.A. And 0-2. That's lifted in the air. Short center. You got your choice, and it will be the center fielder, Bonamolo. Shortstop LeBron was out there as well. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th as we again get near that midway mark. And the Crimson Tide leading the Braves by a score 7-3.
Second baseman, number 5, Bo Durbin.
Here's Bo Durbin, who takes a pitch for a strike. And 0-1 with 2 outs. Strike called, 0-2. Breaking ball on 0-2 fouled. Check if there's anything else newsworthy going on in sports. We had a 4 o'clock start here, so we're actually ahead of anything that would be going on. 0-2 pitch is low. But nothing, no breaking news or anything along those lines. Hockey's got, if you follow hockey, they've got their Four Nations tournament. Basketball will get started a little bit later on. Swing and a fly ball towards center fielder Bonamolo. Drifting back, settles, makes the catch, and a 1-2-3 for Blackwell, and that's why you bring guys in to do that. Strong, solid inning. And now we are officially midway through. From Tuscaloosa, Alabama 7, Bradley 3. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Back at Tuscaloosa, Curt Bloom along with you. Thank you for being with us. Jerry's got control of the studios. Alabama spotted Bradley a 3-0 lead in the first inning, and Bama has scored 7 unanswered runs. Highlight was the 3-run double by the shortstop LeBron, and then we saw a home run by Brennan Norton off the scoreboard as we begin the bottom of the 5th. So now we can say halfway done. 7 runs, 7 hits for Alabama, 3 runs, 5 hits for the visiting Bradley Braves. The pitch is low. This is Learman, and all the damage was charged to the starter Lutz. 7 runs in 3 1/3 on 6 hits. Struck out 6, walked 3. The pitch inside. Jason Torres batting. Torres, Snell, and Norton. The pitch. Check swing. It was inside. Did he go? Did not. So yet another walk for the Crimson Tide batters. They've drawn 4. Cade Snell, the left fielder. First pitch, breaking ball, curve is low. Junior college in Auburn for Snell before settling in here with the Crimson Tide. Learman's pitch, a curveball strike inside part of the plate. He lashes this one towards right field, but right to the glove side of the right fielder, Breidenbach. Breidenbach makes a catch. And that brings up Brandon Norton, who homered his last at bat. Strikeout looking and a home run to deep left. Crimson Tide out in front of the Bradley Braves, 7-3 here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch is in there for a strike. Live from the Alabama Credit Union broadcast booth. Feel good about your money. Curve low. Bank anywhere at any time with CB&S Bank Digital Solutions. Manage your finances has never been so easy. And finally, another curveball swung on and missed. Riley Quick tomorrow for the Tide. Bobby Alcock goes on Sunday. Next two games scheduled at 1, weather permitting. The pitch swung on and lifted out of play, foul right side. Alabama's got a 3-game series against Bradley. Middle Tennessee, I'll do that game on the 18th of February. Alabama State will complete the first homestand. Swing and a foul left side. That's on the 19th. Alabama will be back in late February against Jack State and North Dakota State. Not a surprise, a team from North Dakota coming down to Tuscaloosa in late February, early March. A 1-2 outside. This is, I think, my third year of filling in early. Always get my gigs early, right? And they're all, as predicted, northern teams. The curveball swung out and missed. The first one was Harvard, and then I did a series against Columbia. Columbia from New York came down here as well. So no surprise, you're not gonna, you're not gonna get a team from Texas or New Mexico to come in here. But this is quite a treat, and you just feel the vibe on the field prior to the game that Bradley was ready to go. And I mentioned this earlier as Brady Neal takes a ball. They had not been outside in a practice, says Elvis Dominguez, their manager, since November. And that is no joke. A pop-up headed towards third, and it's going to be on the left side of the infield, caught by the third baseman, Cody Neal, and that will end things as Bama leaves a runner on. We're through with 5 here in Tuscaloosa, where Alabama leads Bradley 7-3. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Sixth inning, where the Crimson Tide leading the Bradley Braves by a score of 7-3. Make sure you visit the Bryant Museum on your next trip to Tuscaloosa, located on the UA campus just across from Coleman Coliseum. Open every day, 9 until 4, except Mondays. Access online at bryantmuseum.com. Make sure, Bama fans, you catch Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show, presented by Alpha Insurance, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, Monday nights from 6 to 7 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Knocked down 5 innings, and we will go to the 6th, 7-3. Alabama out in front of Bradley, and Bradley scored 3 runs in the first, and Bama has scored 7 unanswered runs. Connor Ball, a left-hander, will take the ball here in the top of the 6th inning as the Tide turn it over. And it will be a lefty. I'm not sure, but I'll find out who's in charge of music here. But this guy or girl, whoever, they're doing a great job. I love the pregame, and I love the. I mean, if you get a little Pearl Jam in the middle of a ball game, I mean, go ahead and go for it, right? Even flow. Breidenbach. So the Tide. I mean, I came down here for the music. It wasn't for the baseball game. I just said, let me come down because you guys got great music in game, pregame, post, whatever. We're about the rest later. 7-3, Bama over Bradley. 6th. And a pitch. Fastball, strike. Rob Vaughn's team, quick start last year. I believe it was 11 straight to open up. A swing and a ground ball onto the second baseman, Norton. Norton flips to first, 1 away. And I believe the year that I called the Alabama-Columbia series, that Bama won like 16, 17, 18. It was one of their longest winning streaks to start a season. Bobby Atkinson is a left-handed batter against the lefty pitcher. Fastball, strike. Rob Vaughn, as mentioned, a native of Texas, went to Kansas State. 0-1 with a little break and a strike call, 0-2. The associate head coach and pitching coach, very popular guy around here in his 8th year, Jason Jackson. Mike Morrison is on the staff. In 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 up, 2 down against Ball. Yeah, Alabama won 11 straight to begin last year. And it was the longest winning streak for a head coach in his first year to start a season. We have got a mound visit, most likely a pitching change as well. And yeah, it will be a pitching change. Bama is going to the pen. We'll tell you who it is, but we're going to do that on the other side of the break. You're listening to Alabama Baseball from Learfield. Alabama will go to the bullpen and bring out right-hander Tyler Fay. And I got to get it out of the way right now. No relation to actress Tina. So Tyler Fay, a right-hander, and Bama's gotten excellent work out of their bullpen. 3 in a row by Blackwood. Ball retired the first and only 2 hitters that he faced. And now Fay. 7-3, Alabama in front of Bradley. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Tide fans, be sure to listen to Crimson Drive Thursday afternoons, all on Crimson Tide Sports Network, all on their social media outlets. Crimson Drive is live each Thursday at 2. Be sure to join us for the latest on Alabama athletics. Mr. Jerry, I think I've gotten about all my reads in on time, and then some. We still got a few more in games, but you know, as we say in radio, you got to pay for the broadcast. Cole Lucky, the left fielder, 7-3, the Tide out in front. Fay, right-handed. 6'5", 215, redshirt sophomore from Nebraska. First pitch drilled in there for a strike. The original Party Punch is an official sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide with a lineup of bold flavors, strike 2, that are low sugar, gluten-free, sustainable, packaged, and reusable and resealable. Beatbox has a flavor for everyone. Look at across the Southeast for your next tailgate, a swing and a miss, and a strong inning for Bama's pitching. So the Braves go down in order for the 3rd consecutive inning. They've done nothing against this Bama bullpen. And after 5.5 innings, Alabama 7, Bradley 3. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. New pitcher in for Bradley is right-hander Reese Clapp, 6'5", right-handed pitcher, a junior from Columbia, Missouri. Attended Columbia College before coming to Bradley. Now, again, if you just joined us, Bradley got off to a 3-0 lead against Friday night starter Zane Adams. Adams retired Cole Smith on a fly ball, walked the next 2 batters, and then a home run by Bobby Atkinson. 3-0, the Braves led Alabama before Alabama even came to bat. In the bottom of the 1st inning, with 1 out, a walk to LeBron, wild pitch to second, and a 2-out RBI single by Jason Torres got Alabama on the scoreboard. They trailed 3-1. In the bottom of the 2nd inning, the super sophomore Justin LeBron with a 3-run, 2-out double. That put Bama in front by a score of 4-3. And then in the bottom of the 4th inning, a solo home run by Norton, a single by Bonmolo, put runners on 1st and 2nd, an RBI single by Fowler, and a sac fly by LeBron, who has 4 RBIs in this game. Here's Garrett Staten. First at bat with Alabama, singled and eventually scored, and he has also struck out, placing him 1 for 2. Right-handed pitcher, and the first offering is in for a strike. Seven to 3, Alabama in front of Bradley. A slider is way outside. Reese Clapp, as I mentioned, he's a big kid, 6'5". Here's a 1-0. Swung on, lifted behind home, foul ball. Beautiful Sewell Thomas Stadium. I love that causeway. That's what we call it back home, a causeway, I guess it is. It's a elevated ramp that leads you right into the parking lot in the outfield. Count is 2-2, nobody out. Coleman Coliseum, which will be rocking tomorrow. That's in right field. We broadcast here on the suite level. Magnificent facilities. A 3-2 money pitch swung on, foul ball left side. Alabama leading Bradley by 4, 7-3. The pitch. Slider that he hung, and it was foul behind home plate. Bama's line score 7-7-0. Bradley 3-5-0, and each team has a home run. 3-2. Swung on and lifted in the air towards the center fielder Gingrich. Short center field makes a catch. Glove on the right hand. Here is the kid from the Bronx. Bronx Tales. Richie Bonamolo. Pit stop at junior college before coming to Alabama. Singled and scored his last at bat. He's 1 for 2, swing and a miss. Bronx Tale, one of my, that's in my top 20. Chaz Palminteri, the guy who wrote it and starred in it. Robert De Niro actually was more of a co-star, but a very important part as he was bringing up, trying to teach his young son how to be a man and stay off the streets of the Bronx. Breaking ball, check swing didn't go. If you are not familiar with New York and the city, there are 5 boroughs that make up New York City, and that is Bronx is one of them. A 1-2 swung on and missed. Bonamolo down on strikes.
Need an ID.
We'll take a 10-second ID for station identification and let you know that this is Alabama baseball from Learfield. We are back, and we do welcome you back to the ballpark where Alabama spotted Bradley a 3-0 lead, but the Crimson Tide has scored 7 unanswered runs. They got a pair of threes, 3-run double by the shortstop, LeBron, and a home run from the second baseman, Norton. This is Fowler, the top of the lineup. He has an RBI single. Takes low and away. Seven to 3 lead for Alabama in the 6th. That's a changeup swung on and missed. And with 2 strikes, Bradley will shift. They'll put the third baseman Smith at short. 3 infielders on the right side. Here's a 2-2 outside. And again, I remind you, in case you're not aware of this, in pro baseball now, you cannot do this. They took that away 3 years ago. And you have to have 2 infielders on the left side, 2 infielders on the right side of the base. A 3-2. Ball 4 down low. Five walks for Bradley pitchers. Learman's final line, by the way, was an inning and 2/3. 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Pitch gets by the catcher. And a pass ball, allowing Fowler to move up to second. That puts him in scoring position. Pass ball charge to Hosey. A runner in scoring position for Alabama. And LeBron, the batter, Justin LeBron. A walk, a 3-run double, and a sac fly. 4 RBIs. Two-0 pitch in there for a strike, and he hit a slider, a high slider in the second with the bases loaded over the head of the center fielder Gingrich. Put Alabama in front. He swings and lines a base hit into left field. Another RBI for LeBron as around third comes Fowler, and LeBron will stop at second. A 5 RBI night for the super sophomore. And the good news for Alabama fans is you've got also not only a quality ball player, but a quality person. We were down on the field and he introduced himself to the broadcasting crew. He got that Miami smile on his face. Loving life. And with a 5 RBI game, I'd be loving life too. This is game 1 of the season. He's on a pace. Oh, let's see, 5 times about, it's about 300 RBIs at this rate. He wasn't. There's a mound meeting. From what I understand, he wasn't the highest ranked prospect coming out of Hialeah and coming out of that area, which is just a hotbed for baseball. He's certainly quality and certainly enough to land at a Power 5. We understand that, but there were guys ahead of him. But after his year last year, he has come to about as close to the top of the collegiate shortstop ladder as you can get. And he picks up wherever he left off last year, as Justin LeBron is 2 for 2 with 5 RBIs, a walk, a sacrifice fly, bases clearing double. In fact, he's got 2 doubles. Here's Will Hodo. Pitch in there for a strike on Hodo. So a run in here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the Crimson tied with an 8-3 lead. LeBron on the run, head first slide, safe with a stolen base. He got caught earlier, his only blemish tonight. Runner on third, 2 outs. Hodo. Chance to drive in a run. Swing, fisted out of play, foul left side. And Bradley will shift on him. Three infielders on the right side for the Braves. Third baseman Smith behind the bag off the line. Here's a 1-2 swing, belted but foul right side. And when you look at Smith, you know, a lot of times when you put the shift on, they'll put the shortstop at, or the third baseman at short, but Bradley can't do that because they have to quasi hold Justin LeBron on. 1-2 bounces away, or did it hit him with that kind of ricochet? Yeah, it hit Hodo. LeBron has to go back to third. And I'm sure that our replay will capture where it got hit. When you're looking straight down on it, it's all I saw was a carom and a ricochet. Jason Torres, the first baseman. One for two with an RBI single as Alabama has runners on first and third. They've scored a run. They lead Bradley 8-3. And where Bradley struggled last year, they are struggling again tonight. That's on the mound. I mentioned their ERA was just below 8 last year. Runner goes and the pitch is lined into left, base hit. Single for Torres will drive in a run. The throw goes towards third. Hodo safe. And now a 9-3 lead for the Tide. And that brings up Cade Snell, the left fielder. Alabama now has a 9-3 lead. That's 9 unanswered runs. Snell will bat and he'll swing. Lifts it in the air down the left field line. You've got 3 on the run. That ball will drop. That will actually drop fair. That is ruled and called fair with Lucky, Fleckenstein, and Smith all there. And no, they did not get Lucky, did Bradley. That ball fell, ruled fair. Lucky missed it. Fleckenstein picked it up. And the Tide have their 10th run. Good base running Torres. And here's the 8th man at bat in the inning. A swing and a foul behind home by Brandon Norton. That is now 10 unanswered runs for the Tide. 0-1 up high. It's such a powerful conference. If so many clubs ranked in the SEC in baseball, you better be able to score runs. I mean, you've got to get close to close to double digits to compete with the Tennessees and the Floridas and the Vandies. Texas A&M. Now you add Texas and Oklahoma. Here's a 1-2. Slider, check swing, did not go, much to the chagrin of the Braves. Count is even at 2-2 on Norton with runners on the corners. 3 more runs in. The runner for first goes. Pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. That'll end the inning. But a big one again for Alabama. You know, if they don't score 3, it looks like they don't score. After 6 complete, 2/3 of the way home, Alabama leads in a football score by score 10-3 over Bradley. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We're live from the Alabama Credit Union broadcast booth. Feel good about your money. Don't forget to add pest control to your lineup this spring. From protecting against mosquitoes and termites to clearing cobwebs, spring cleaning isn't done until you call Cook's Pest Control. Ten unanswered runs. Alabama out in front of Bradley 10-3 game 1. There's the SEC preseason poll. I'm looking at it off the TV. And, you know, Bama's, they're coming in preseason 13 and a very impressive opening day. The conference is so stacked. And, again, last year, under 500 in conference play, but still chosen at large to go to a regional. That's impressive. Timmy O'Brien is up, and O'Brien takes low. Fay faced one batter, retired him. 2-1 is outside, 3-1. Now we've got a few more innings to go. We're not there at that finish line yet, but we do have which is really neat. One of my fun parts about broadcasting here. Got a live interview with head coach Rob Vaughn after the game. So stay tuned and make sure you get his comments. O'Brien draws a walk.
Number 15, Nick Hosey.
And Nick Hosey will be the batter. See, the SEC in the top 10. A&M is number 1 overall. I saw LSU in there as well. I was just peeking over the TV. But, yeah, the conference, as always, as usual, per usual, stacked, and stacked. Hosey takes low. Visit coming up from Brady Neal. So A&M will enter the season as preseason number 1. I saw, yeah, there. Thank you, guys. Hold that shot there. A&M, Tennessee is up there. Alabama feels strong about their pitching. They go out and score 10 runs. They get the kind of night that Justin LeBron has delivered, then Alabama could be creeping up into that ranking territory. 2-0. Hosey swings, lines one towards left field. Trouble as it drops in fair. Fair ball in front of Snell. Left fielder Snell picks and spins and throws and finds his cutoff man, but not before a double, putting runners on second and third. Nobody out for Bradley, and this is their first real threat in quite some time.
Shortstop, number 31, Nick Fleckenstein.
Here's the shortstop, and Alabama with a 7-run lead will play the infield back, of course. Nick Fleckenstein will be the hitter. Bama says hit a ground ball will give you a run, basically. The first pitch, a slider swung on and missed. Now, not necessarily true for Staten, who plays even, but it would be unnecessary for the third baseman to throw home, even though he is even with the bag. A swing and a miss. And that, again, might be a result of just kind of holding the runner a little bit closer. Now Staten, in fact, with 2 strikes, has been instructed to go back. So clearly now, Fleckenstein, you put the ball in play, you'll pick up a run. The 0-2, slider outside. Sometimes you do get these easy break down baseball to the basics. You're down by 7. Second and third, you should not be thinking long ball, but put the ball in play. You got to get at least one. You get a single here, you cut the lead in half. But a ground ball, a sac fly, what you want to have is a productive at bat. A 1-2 is swung on, a number right in front of the plate. No one's going to be able to go anywhere. Picked up by Neal, and Neal throws on to first. So the catcher gets the job done, and neither O'Brien nor Hosey could go anywhere.
Center fielder, number 1, Weston Gingrich.
There's Weston Gingrich, starting center fielder. Bunt single and a fly ball to right. Bama leads 10-3. Pitch in there for a strike. Outfield short to the left. 3 infielders are back, and they'll say the run is yours. Staten again, probably. Now he's going to go back. It's 0-2 again. I was about to say probably still just would have gone to first anyway to get the shore out. It's a little bit of holding the runner on, and especially you can do that with a left-handed batter. 2-strike pitch. It's off the mark. Outside. Ball and 2 strikes. 1 out. Bradley with their first real threat in quite some time. In fact, they have not scored since the first. 1-2. Strike 3, inside corner. So Fay trying to come back after a walk and a double. Second and third, he's stranded both of those guys at the moment. Top of the lineup, Cole Smith takes a strike. Fay's 0-1. Swing, ground ball to second, and Fay should get out of it. It's Norton to first. And what a job by Fay. He had second and third, nobody out, and refused to yield up a run. So in the inning, it's a double, a walk, and a pair stranded. And we have reached our stretch break from Tuscaloosa. Alabama out in front of Bradley 10-3. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. A new pitcher in for the Bradley Braves. Down 10-3, 10 unanswered runs. Empty out the bullpen. This is a junior left-hander, 6'4", by the name of Matthew Kitzman, native of Minnesota. So Clapp struggled in one inning of work. He gave up 3 runs on 3 hits. Struck out 2, walked 1. Well, where they struggled last year, that's Bradley. They are struggling this year. And it's just been one game. Riley Quick tomorrow against Drew Polite. Polite's dad, Cliff, had a 9-year big league career. Cardinals and Blue Jays and White Sox, amongst others. Brady Neal steps in, and the big left-hander's first pitch is low to the left-handed hitting Neal. Kitzman from Osseo, Minnesota. A 1-0 pitch misses 2 balls and no strikes. A 2-0. Uh-oh, wrong way. That went behind him. 3 balls and no strikes. Rob Vaughn told Roger Hoover on the pregame, he said, it's like Christmas Eve, man. You get to open up the presents. And after a small bag of coal in that first half inning, the Tide have had many presents under the tree with 10 runs so far. Bouncing ball headed towards shallow right. Second baseman Durbin cuts and throws for the out. One o'clock tomorrow and 1 o'clock on Sunday. Pregame at 12:45 both days. Here's Garrett Staten. 1 for 3 with a single his first at bat. First time up as a member of Bama. And he gets hit on the foot. Second Alabama batter to be hit. Hodo earlier. Richie Bonomolo will come up. I'm just wondering out loud for everybody to hear if at some point, I mean, it's game one of the season, does Rob Vaughn go and give one or two pinch hitters a chance to get their first at bat? And I'll say this, a seemingly comfortable lead. Bonomolo is 1 for 3. A one pitch out on the ground, left side through, base hit. Past the dive of the shortstop, Fleckenstein, and Alabama with runners on first and second. Bryce Fowler. A couple of runs scored for Fowler, left-handed batter. And a left-on-left matchup. First pitch low. Kitchman is the fourth pitcher used by the Bradley Braves. A 1-0 my way. That's hit in the air opposite way, a line drive to the left fielder, Lucky. Lucky makes the catch.
Now in Alabama, the shortstop, number 1, Justin LeBron.
Here is tonight's offensive hero for the Tide, Justin LeBron. There's a pair of doubles, 5 runs batted in. He has a stolen base, and he has scored twice. He might not be done. Takes pitch inside. (10-3) lead for Alabama, but a chance to add on. Check swing of the breaking ball, and LeBron offered. Walked his first time up, scored the Crimson Tide's first run. 3-run bases clearing double in the second. Sac fly in the fourth. RBI double in the sixth. A 1-1, it swung on and missed. One out, Alabama with runners on first and second. LeBron swings and misses. Well, I think, 1, 2, 3 outside. Beg your pardon. The scoreboard had me, and I should have just left my scorebook and not looked up. That being said, Alabama with a 10-3 lead here at home after 7 straight. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. With a Roll Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download the Roll Tide mobile app now for free. Free at the App Store and Google Play. Remember, we are coming to you live from the Alabama Credit Union broadcast booth. Feel good about your money. Curt Bloom filling in for Roger Hoover. Roger was with the Jacksonville Suns in the Southern League while I was with the Birmingham Barons. We've known each other for quite some time. And also congratulations to Roger and Lanzi as they are going to be parents sometime in May. New pitcher in for the Tide. This is Zach Kittrell, a right-hander. Six foot, 195, a junior. He's from Saraland, Alabama, down on the bottom of the state. Went to Pensacola State before getting here to Alabama. Here's Bo Durbin, the second baseman. Get ready to start the eighth with yet another pitcher for the Tide. 10-3, Alabama out in front of Bradley. Alabama has scored 10 unanswered runs. And if you were playing poker, you'd be having a good night because they've got 3 innings of 3 runs. I mean, really, they got a full house if you want to use that those zeros. Kittrell's pitch is fouled to the left side. Bradley, 3-run home run in the first. They led 3-0, but it was an important run for Alabama to score in the bottom of the first inning just to get back some momentum. And then Justin LeBron took over. 3-run double. Another RBI double. Kittrell misses outside. He's going to walk the first guy that he faces. Five walks by Bama pitching tonight.
Right fielder, number 22, Mason Breidenbach.
Mason Breidenbach is the starting right fielder. 1 for 2. Walk and a run scored. Luttrell's pitch sails to the backstop, gets past Neal. Neal gets the carom, but not in time to do anything. So a wild pitch moves Durbin up to second base. And a mound meeting with Alabama's catcher. Yeah, by the let's see. No, next week. I was jumping ahead of myself looking at spring training, but that's going to be next week. You know, your first spring training exhibition games in baseball next week, not tomorrow or this week. In fact, I just got to camp a couple days ago. It's usually at the big league level about 8 days of workouts before you play your first spring training game. Breidenbach takes outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Spring training typically opens in and around Valentine's Day. A 3-0 pitch trying to avoid the walk and in there for a strike. And then you have about somewhere between 8 and 10 days. Workouts with your own club, and then you get spring training, exhibition games. A 3-1 strike. Count is filled up. Check of second, and the 3-2 money pitch swung out and missed, strike 3. Fastball at 91. It's enough little zip at the end, a little giddy up at the end. Here's Bobby Atkinson, who drilled a 3-run home run in the first to swing. And a high chopper towards first. That is ruled fair. Glove by Torres. Torres will use the pitch covering. Close play and just in time. So close play at first.
Left fielder, number 29, Cole Lucky.
And here is Cole Lucky. Top of the 8th, the Crimson Tide lead Bradley Braves 10-3. Alabama 10 runs, 11 hits. Bradley 3 runs on 6 hits. 0-1 hit foul left side by Lucky. Lucky's got 1 hit. 1 for 3. Nothing in 2. There is a runner at third. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. It'll go lost in this game, but Bama relief pitchers have done an outstanding job. What makes it even more impressive, they have gotten in and out of trouble. Middle of the 8th, Alabama with a 10-3 lead over Bradley. And this is Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. With my engineer and producer Jerry back in our studios, Curt Bloom saying good evening, and we are near the end, but not quite there. It's the bottom of the 8th here in Tuscaloosa from Sewell Thomas Stadium, where Alabama leads Bradley 10-3. We are live from the Alabama Credit Union broadcast booth. Feel good about your money. Will Hodo will bat here in the last of the 8th. 10-11-0 for the Tide. 3-7-0 for Bradley. Kitchman pitched a scoreless 7th, but worked around some trouble. So as we go back to what I was saying just before the break, the pitch is low and away. You know, first of all, Alabama's bullpen has done a stellar job. Okay, they've got their zeros on the board. That ball is fouled off the foot of the hitter Hodo. But they have been very impressive when guys have gotten on base. The job Fay did in the 7th. He had second and third, nobody out, didn't give up a run. And in the 8th inning, Kittrell had a runner on third. Did not give up the run. A 1-1. Hodo takes low. Hodo is hitless. 0 for 3. Hit by a pitch after hitting .263 last year. 12 homers, and he gets hit by a pitch for the second time, a breaking ball inside. Jason Torres is the first baseman for Alabama. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk in there. First pitch cut and missed. More action in Alabama's bullpen. Torres sends one foul right side. Just want to remind you that our post-game show, which will be coming up soon, closer than we were earlier, but it is presented by Bryant Museum. Be sure to visit the Bryant Museum on your next visit to Tuscaloosa, located on the UA campus across from Coleman Coliseum. Open every day, 9 to 4, except on Mondays. That's the Bama post-game show. Hodo at first. He's been hit twice today, back-to-back at-bats. And this one is up and in, sails to the backstop. And down to second base goes Hodo on a very wild pitch. That came close to buzzing the light tower. Not on purpose, but release point was off, and that ball was coming up near the helmet. 2-2 on Torres, the pitch. Swing and a miss, down on strikes.
Number 3,
Cade Snell, the left fielder. This is the one who dunked that single down the left field line his last at bat. There were 3 defenders there, and nobody came up with it. Pitch in there, and a little bit high. Oh, 1 in there for a strike. Alabama trailed 3-0 after a half. And they have scored 10 unanswered runs. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Three innings tonight in which the Tide has scored 3 runs. That one's up and in. 1 o'clock tomorrow with a 12:45 pregame show. Riley Quick against Drew Polite. A swing and a grounder towards short to his right. Fleckenstein gloves and throws. Moving over to third base is Hodo. And Brennan Norton, who homered back in the 4th inning, will be the batter. He's got 3 strikeouts and a long home run. 1 for 4 for the starting second baseman. Takes up high. A swing and a ball floated towards center field, and diving into his right is Gingrich, and Gingrich takes a base hit and a run batted in away from Norton in the inning. Hit batter, and he wound up at third base, did not score. Alabama thinking that they are done offensively. They had a big night, 10 runs and a 10-3 lead over Bradley. We remind you that this is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Top half of the ninth inning, Alabama in front of Bradley, 10-3. After spotting the Braves 3 runs in the first, Bama has scored 10 unanswered runs. And they will turn it over one final time. Ariston Vesey will come on and pitch. So Alabama will use 6 opening night. They hope not 7. Kittrell 1 scoreless with a walk and 2 punch-outs. Ariston Vesey. He'll pitch. He'll also play the field a little bit. 6'1", 190 sophomore. Native of Georgia.
Leading off the ninth inning for Bradley, first baseman, number 26, Timmy O'Brien.
Timmy O'Brien will lead things off against Vesey. Right on right, first pitch is low and away. Stay tuned to the post-game show. We'll recap this. We've got some highlights, and Rob Vaughn will be calling in with his post-game comments. Don't know if he's going to do the TV before us, but we will hear from Coach. And it certainly appears that Alabama is going to win the first game of 2025. The pitch in there for a strike fastball. Alabama won their first 11 straight under Vaughn last year. 3 games against Bradley. It's a 5-game homestand. You got Middle Tennessee coming in. Alabama State will be here as well. Two and two on O'Brien. 3 infielders on the left side. The pitch is swung on and missed. That was in the other batter's box. And O'Brien offered for the strikeout. Well, the fastball, I did not.
Attention please, pinch hitting for Bradley.
Was not a slider.
Number 25, C.J. Trask. Trask pinch hitting for the Braves.
So we do have our first pinch hitter, C.J. Trask. We'll get an at-bat. He's a right-handed hitter. And Trask will finish out the night as Nick Hosey was the catcher. Let's go 1 for 3 with a double for Hosey. Trask, a right-handed batter, takes outside. C.J. Trask He's an infielder, a pitcher, utility guy. 5'10" right-handed batter, native of Wisconsin. Well, after that first half inning, a dominating performance for the Crimson Tide. 10 unanswered runs. In fact, not only did they get the 10 unanswered runs, but the bullpen did a wonderful job as well. Bradley has not scored since the 3-run home run by Atkinson in the first. 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 3-2. Tomorrow on the air at 12:45 with our pregame show. 1 o'clock first pitch. Sunday, same thing. 12:45 pregame, 1 o'clock first pitch. Foul ball to the right side. Alabama will use Riley Quick tomorrow. Bradley will use Drew Polite. Bobby Alcock will go on Sunday, and Bradley has not mentioned their starter yet. Three-two, lifted towards first. That's playable and caught. Two-handed catch by Jason Torres, foul territory. I'd say about 5-6 feet from the fence or from the screen. And Bradley is down to their last outs. I think we got another pinch hitter in there. First pitch is up and in, 1-0. Let's see if that's a 27. Yep, Mitch Ball. He takes a strike. Alabama up by 7 here in the top of the ninth, the 1-1. Missed up and in. His pitch up high. Seven-run lead for Bama late. Ball draws a walk, takes a fastball up and in. Now that's interesting that each team has a player with the last name of Ball as we play baseball. Connor Ball and Mitch Ball. And now we at a runner on. 2 outs. Charge a walk to VC. And a left-handed batter who's pinch hitting. Turn that number a little bit so I can grab you. I think it's 18. Or 15, no. There it is, 16. I'm somewhere in the middle. It's Ashton Horcham. Left-handed batter. So 3 guys to pinch hit to empty out the bench. Two outs, a base runner for Bradley, but it's Alabama out in front, 10-3. It is swung on and missed. Ball and 2 strikes. Neither team has made an error tonight. Could this be the last pitch of the game? The 1-2 inside hit him. So the answer is no, it's not. That's the first Bradley player hit by a pitch.
Third baseman, number 23, Cole Smith.
Top of the lineup, Cole Smith. 1 for 4. Bradley with 2 runners on, 2 outs, top 9. The pitch from VC in there for a strike. Ariston VC. His first inning, he got the first 2 in order. Walk, hit by pitch, so 2 on. The pitch. Fastball missed inside. Breaks a string of 3 straight pinch hitters. Count level at 1, the pitch. Swung on, line drive, base hit. That will bring in a run. It goes to left center. And the Braves get their first run since the first inning.
Ain't ID.
It's ball scoring on the play. And we'll pause 10 seconds to let our stations identify themselves. This is Alabama baseball from Learfield. They're on the corners for the Braves with their first run since the first. 10-4 is the score as Bo Durbin takes low. Bradley with runners on the corners, 1 in, and they trail 10-4. And we have gotten just about to what we affectionately call back in Birmingham Barons baseball land a Gilligan's Island ball game, which is a 3-hour tour. So VC having trouble finding the strike zone, and there's yet another Alabama pitcher warming up. A 3-0, and that's down low to load the bases, ball 4. And you might be forced to make a change. You hate to do it, 2 outs and a big lead, but a blast over the fence, and Bradley's right back in this. Yep. This will be Buchanan, another pitcher coming in, and so unfortunately for Kittrell, or for VC rather, the luck ran out of the bullpen. So the new pitcher coming in will be Buchanan, and we'll tell you more about him after this, as this is Alabama baseball, of course, and the new pitcher, we'll tell you more about him. You're listening to Alabama baseball from Learfield. Right-hander Colson Buchanan. 5'10" right-hander, a senior from Sugar Hill, Georgia. And you know, the one thing about baseball, you have to remember that we don't have a clock, which means at this point, Bradley is one big swing away from getting right back in this game. Alabama is 1 out away from an opening night victory. VC, the tough part about his outing is he retired the first 2. A strikeout and a weak foul ball off of first, but then a walk, a hit batter, a single, and a walk. So here is Mason Breidenbach with the bases loaded, filled up with Braves. 10-4 Bama, and the first pitch bounces in the dirt and blocked by Brady Neal. Colson Buchanan trying to pick up his bullpen mate, VC. Swing, fouled out of play. Now a ball and a strike. Can't quite close the line yet because all those guys on base. And this one is going right through the middle for a base hit. And Bradley scores 2 more. Well, again, the game with no clock. You keep playing until you get that last down. This will be a 2-run single. Bouncing ball put in play right past the pitcher's glove, up the middle. Runs that will be charged to VC. And the first pitch to Bobby Atkinson, who homered earlier, is in there for a strike. The tying run, incredibly, is on deck after Alabama had a 10-3 lead. The breaking ball here is inside. So the Bama bullpen at the end faltered after they were so good in the middle. Change-up called for a strike, ball, and 2 strikes. Well, the crowd hoping this is the last pitch of the game. 10-6, Bama over Bradley. The 1-2 pitch is outside and low. Atkinson, a 3-run home run to put the Braves in front in the first. Alabama scored 10 unanswered runs until a 3-run uprising here. This pitch, breaking ball, bounces in the dirt. The runners will hold at first and second. It got behind Neal, but the base runners didn't want to take a chance. Durbin and Breidenbach, the last thing they want to do is break this rally up by getting caught making an indecisive decision to go into either second or third and first and second. Anyways, 3-2 my way. Swung on, hit, out of play, foul, left side. And I believe, by the way, we've gotten our Gilligan's Island game in here. We started at, 4:02 I announced? 4:02, 4:03? So we call this in Barron's Land a Gilligan's Island 3-hour tour. It's going to be about 3:01, 2, 3. Count is filled up, and the 3-2 is outside ball 4, and Bradley keeps this game alive. Atkinson with a walk.
Tying run to the plate.
And the tying run will incredibly come to the plate in a game that at one point was a 10 unanswered run. It was a laugher. It was 10-3. Cole Lucky. Now, he's 1 for 4 tonight. There's a mound visit coming up. And it just spoils. That's the thing that baseball does. It spoils a good night for a whole lot of guys as Alabama led 10-3. And their bullpen, it throw nothing but zeros until here in the 9th inning. And all of this with 2 outs. VC got the first 2 outs. A walk, a hit batter, a single. A walk, a 2-run single, a walk. Well, I think Bama's going to make a change.
Number 14,
So this is incredibly the 8th pitcher used tonight by the Crimson Tide. We'll tell you who it is on our way back. We got a pitching change. A new pitcher will be identified. You're listening to Alabama Baseball from Learfield. Osmer is the closer. And Osmer will get the ball with the bases filled up. And the tying run is at home in a game in which Alabama was laughing their way through the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and here in the top of the 9th. And I had to look at my scorecard again. This all started with 2 outs and nobody on. Now, Osmer, a 6'2" righty, is going to come at you from a low 3/4 angle. 6'2", 205 from Texas. Scorecard has now just been a disaster. I had it going pretty good. First pitch here, breaking ball strike on a curve. But this inning here, I don't have enough pitchers on my scorecard. This is the 8th. 10-6. Alabama in front of Bradley. Bases filled up with Braves. The breaking ball is just low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Couple of frisbee curveballs. You can tell he's got pitch calm. He puts the glove in front of his ear. Does Carson Osmer. 1-1. Swing and foul to the backstop. A ball and 2 strikes. That is a boatload of pitchers. Osmer has gotten this to 1 strike. Here it is, 1-2. Swing and a miss at the frisbee curveball, and the ball game is over. So Alabama will hold on after a 3-run inning for the Bradley Braves. And they light up the scoreboard and make it look close. Now, this was 10-3 for the majority, and it will end up 10-6 with the bases loaded, no less. So Alabama with 10 runs on 11 base hits. No errors. They left 8 runners on base. And for Bradley, 6 runs on 8 hits. No errors. They also left 8 runners on base. Bama 1-0. And Bradley, of course, 0-1. We'll be back. Our postgame activities will start in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Is in. And the youngster, LeBron with a 3-run double, and Alabama goes out in front by a score of 4-3. And back here at Sewell Thomas Stadium, that was Justin LeBron, who had an incredible opening night with a total of 5 RBIs. A 3-run bases clearing double that you heard. He had a sac fly. He had another RBI double. You know, at the end, Alabama would need all of it because Bradley came back and made this a game. 10-6 the final, and not only that, the Braves, they lost by 4, but they had the bases loaded when this game ended. So if it wasn't for the final there, the strong strikeout from Carson Osmer, this game still might be going on. And it's too bad because it ruined what was a great night for the bullpen leading up to that, leading up to the 9th inning. It's hard to believe that all this damage again was done with 2 outs and nobody on base. Bama 10, Bradley 6. Let's take a timeout. We're getting close to talking with head coach Rob Vaughn. We remind you that this is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. to understand it again and again and again.
He swings and lines up base hit into left field. Another RBI for LeBron as around third comes Fowler, and LeBron will stop at second. A 5 RBI night for the super sophomore.
Welcome back again as Alabama wins the opener 10-6. You have to remind yourself about this game. Unlike that big game that's going to be across the street tomorrow, there's a clock in that game. There's a clock in football. There's a clock in hockey. There's a clock in but not this one. You go until that 27th out, and it took 3 hours and 11 minutes to get that last out. Alabama had to run through 8 pitchers. A lot of this was on the misleading side because Alabama had built a 10-3 lead. Their bullpen was shutting down Bradley until the last couple of guys in the ninth. And again, almost shockingly, the fact that this rally started and the tying run was at home plate with 2 outs and nobody on. And you rarely see a rally of that magnitude. But Bradley, well-coached team. And they put up some pinch hitters in the ninth inning, and the guys just got some good swings. And at the same time, after Alabama did a wonderful job with their bullpen throughout, once they turned it over after Zane Adams left after 4, unfortunately just one bad inning, and that would be the ninth. And that makes the score look a little closer by a score of 10-6. But it is still an opening night victory and an outstanding opening night for the super shortstop and the sophomore, Justin LeBron. You heard his highlight. And LeBron with 5 RBIs. Coach Rob Vaughn, thank you for joining us. I'm going to take away that ninth inning for a moment. We're going to talk about Justin LeBron, but I think we have to talk about your bullpen until that ninth. You must be pleased they did a good job, and they got you a long way when you needed those zeros.
No question. That's just what we talked to those guys about, is just coming in and doing your job. And I thought, man, all the way up and down, J.T. Blackwood came in and did a great job there. Connor Ball comes in and gets both lefties. We flip it to Tyler Fay, comes in and gets a big punch. And then we have that long inning, and that can be a tough thing for an arm. It's just long inning, pitching change, all this stuff. And walks the leadoff guy, which we have to be a little bit more locked in there. But then they dump a double in, but he doesn't panic and comes out and gets the next 3 guys out. They don't score. Zach Kittrell had some electric stuff tonight, and Bees just couldn't quite get off the field. 2 outs, nothing going, and just couldn't quite get off the field. Same thing with Buck. Execute a pitch, I kind of push one through the infield, and then walks the next guy. And shoot, that's why we got the baddest closer around, man. Oz did a great job of coming in. He didn't hardly have any warm-up time down there and came in and got the punch and finished that thing for us. So wish we could have been a little bit cleaner getting off the field a little bit, but proud of how we competed tonight.
And you know, Elvis Dominguez has been around for quite some time and has had a marvelous career. You knew his club was going to come in here and fight. You said that to the media during the pregame, and that they would not roll over. They were down 10-3 after spotting you. You gave them 3. You took 10 back, but you knew that you had to get that 27th out at some point.
Oh, there's no doubt. Those guys ain't going to go away, man. Those guys that's a tough group of kids over there, man, and they're hungry to come out and play. And I told our group, they showed us that tonight, that they ain't going away. Most teams just roll over. It's 10-3 in the ninth, game's over. Guys come in and throw 95, and they ran some good at-bats off and set it up and got the tying run to the plate. And like I said, Oz came in and did his job and did what we're going to see him do a lot this year. But what we have to do is a good job at tomorrow is getting back and getting after them early, because those guys leave the yard today hey, we're a swing away, and we got to come out tomorrow and set the tone and really, really get after them a little bit, because like you said, it's a tough group of kids and a tough coach.
And you'll need some length tomorrow at O'Reilly Quick, but can't let you go without talking about Justin LeBron, a super sophomore. What an outstanding evening all around. But that double was so impressive. It was a slider, and tendency for young guys to want to pull everything. He really rocks it to right center field, and that got your offense going tonight. Tell me about his performance.
Yeah, no doubt. You just need your best player to be your best player, and that's what he did tonight. He came up and just had great at-bats all night. Shoot, I think he punched there at the end. A walk, a double, a sac fly, another double. Him and Fowler just really set the tone at the top. Fowler runoff. I think he only had 1 hit tonight, but, man, was all over the barrel. It took his walks. It was really, really good. And So those guys set the tone. But that's what Justin does, man. He's mature. He loves the moment. And, there's times he's going to barrel that thing up. The center field is going to make a dive and play. But fortunately, he got enough of that one tonight and hammered it to center and kind of gave us that lead, and we didn't look back. So love the player he is, love the kid he is. And man, like I said, sometimes your best guy's got to be your best guy, and he was tonight.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time, stopping by on Postgame. We'll see you on the field tomorrow. Good luck and enjoy the victory. It's still a win no matter how you slice it. It wasn't pretty at the end, but the bottom line is it says Alabama 1-0, and I think you'll take that.
No question. We'll see you guys out here tomorrow.
All right, that's Rob Vaughn on our postgame show, and we appreciate him stopping by. I love doing that live postgame with the coach. That being said, we got one more timeout, and then we'll wrap things up. But we got to remind you first that this is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.